A face that is frowned but is harmless is preferable to a face that smiles but can kill. Welcome to another episode. I continue with notes in my diary. Somebody will ask why. Yes, if it didn't concern me, I wouldn't have written them down. They concern me a lot, and they concern so it may concern other people, especially those in government services. You see how people behave. It may not only be Ghana Health Service, like we have seen already in the private sector, it is there. And in other offices, other departments that are outside Ghana service, they happen. And I believe some of my viewers will bear with me, or will agree with me. Now we go to, let me show you the diary again. And you can see my jottings. 2009 year. Wednesday, 23rd September, that's 23 stroke 9, around 12 noon. Lab stamps were handed to me by Mr. Kane. After dragging the feet, he then handed the laboratory stamps to me. So you see that I started the lab and I made efforts to make it run smoothly, even before dawn came. So he handed the stamps to me on 23rd September around noon. Around noon. In the lab premises. Remember, first wasn't giving me, contrary to his claim. Yes, he hadn't given them to me. He claimed he had given them to me, but he hadn't. Okay, let's go. I've written a lot of things that are not concerned with Ghana Health Service, so I have to look well to find those concerned with my plight. Yes, on 24th, the following day, 9th, Danjuma, the unschooled thief who was being slapped at Akriku's office, who found his way to be employed by Joe Larry, attends a funeral without information, just as he's gone to a funeral. For me, Joe Larry has to ask me whether I ask for permission or not. He doesn't stop there. He doesn't stop there. He goes back to the office to ask whether I ask for permission. He wanted the word permission. But look at Danjuma. He just attends funeral without anything. No information, nothing. Of course, because he has the backing of Joe Larry and others. Okay. Then, on Friday, 25th of September, meeting with Mr. Kane, Mr. Salifu, Mr. Dude himself, and Mr. Dude and myself, and Raouf, after he invites me to a fight outside. You see, he invited me to a fight outside to fight him. Of course, I kept my cool. I brought a paper here. I learned wrestling in Lagos in 89 or so. I don't use it, and I didn't learn wrestling to be fighting by heart. I will take an opportunity to show you my receipts. I paid twice I did wrestling for 2 years. I wrestled heavily. I trained heavily, very, very heavily. I could do squatting with 120 kilograms of weights, 10 times and 10 times and 10 times over and over and over and over and over. This is my certificate. I'm not saying that by the mere fact that I did wrestling, I could beat him, but I was sure that he can't do anything to me. He couldn't. Mm. Let me read it for you. There is another receipt which I haven't been able to find yet. I want people to know that when I didn't fight, it was not fear. It was to protect myself, my salary, and my equipment. All those times he was doing those things, my equipment were in the lab. Remember, I said we were using only my equipments before Joe Larry finally brought a glucometer. So, and when we fight in the lab, what is going to happen? I'll break my own equipments. And that's what they wanted me to do. They said, he has not been fighting. You came and fought and broke your things. And indeed, they had started breaking them already, one after the other. In fact, people are evil. This guy couldn't sit O level to better his certificate, either maths or English. That's all that he needed to do to become a technician. No, these are the foolish things he was doing. Very foolish things indeed. Carrying doctors' luggages. You see, he invited me for a fight. And look at the professional wrestling certificate I had. I don't think he trained the way I trained. No. You see, this is it. A professional wrestling club. 50 naira. The fee is here. Of course, now I'm old and weak. But at that time, it wouldn't have a problem for me at all. Head office, 2 Jurojaye Street, Lawanson, Surulere. Everybody knows the sports stadium at Surulere. My production is going back. At Surulere. Everybody knows the sports stadium is on the way. And the branch is 49 Ajose Street, Lawanson, Surulere, Lagos. And the head office 2 Durejaye Street, Lawanson, Surulere, Lagos. Training form. Ring name. You see the ring name board here. Like my real name is Sule Moro. But if I wanted a ring name, I could have used biceps. So when they say biceps, then you say it is me, instead of using my real name. Or you can say the finisher. People use a lot of names. Say the finisher. Some people say the destroyer, the what, but I hadn't chosen a name yet. So, for instance, if I liked, I could have used the word terror or the terror. So in the ring, I'll be called Terror. I used to love wrestling a lot. I used to love people like Michael Hayes, Big John Start, Superfly Sanuka, the Great Kubuki, and whatnot. So I went to learn. So the ring name is empty, but my real name is here, Sule Imoru. And you can see full name, home address 293 Agege Motor Road, Challenge, Mushin Challenge bus stop, Mushin. Let me read that again. 293, Agege Motor Road, Challenge bus stop, Mushin. Place of birth, Ghana. Nationality, Ghanaian. Age, 35. I was 35 by then. Then, amateur career, written there. Then, weight, 61 kilograms. I was 61 kilograms. And height, 1.71. But later I jumped very high because I trained a lot and I grew very big, tall. I remember my friend Thomas, whom I didn't tell, told me, Mr. Sule, why you are growing too big? You're growing too big. But he didn't know what I was doing. We would chop. You would eat very heavily before going for training. The wrestlers will tell you. And I tell you, when you finish training, it's as if you've eaten nothing. Yes, the wrestlers will tell you. You eat very heavily and take vitamin tabs. That time, I think it was omega-3. And my brother, after eating food, you would think that you can't do anything. But you would train and train and train and train, and soon afterwards you see that you are hungry already. And the training we were doing was very heavy. And now I came, a caricature like this fellow is inviting me to go out and fight because it's a plan for me to destroy my career, to destroy my equipment. But he thinks I'm as stupid as he is. You see? So, uh, yes, we've got to nationality Ghanaian, age 35, weight 61, height 1.71 meters. Uh, Total money for training, it's not been fixed there. That one hasn't been put there. The money paid, this one too is empty, but I did pay all. And then restless signature, then date. And the date I put there was 20th October 08, 2008. And guarantor's signature, the guarantor's signatures were 25th October 88. No, it's not 2008, it's 88 rather, I'm sorry. 20th restless signature, date 20th to 20 stroke 10 stroke 88. Then it started as 20 slash 10 slash 88. Then guarantor's signature, date 25 slash 10 slash 88. Coach's signature, absent. So I like training a lot. I would go there around 2 o'clock and I'll run till about 4 across. It's a very long lane in the stadium. When you enter, it's towards left. I'll run and run and run and run. I enjoy doing it. And then after that, we do some weightlifting. Then after that, we go to the mat. The mat, I think it's mattress. Because when you're slammed down on the floor, you will collapse. So we go to the mat to train when you can turn yourself, you know. And this caricature was inviting me for a fight. You eat and the belly is like this, showing buttocks and whatnot. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, anyway. So let me put that aside. So, 25th, meeting with Mr. Kane, Mr. Salifu, the gentleman. He's a gentleman. He's still a gentleman. Mr. Kane, Mr. Salifu, Mr. Dude, another gentleman, a nurse, very gentleman. And Raouf, after he invites me to a fight outside. So you can see, I want people to know what went on and on and on until my salary was stopped. This world is full of crookedness, and curves. And that's why the Quran says in Surah Al-Taha, La iwajan, wala amtan, if I'm not mistaken. There is no crookedness and there is no curves. No crookedness and curves in heaven. Because God Himself knows He created the world and He knows the world is full of crookedness and curves. So, viewers, you go step by step, you see how I was treated and how I bore it until finally they stopped my salary. And they didn't pay me other monies that they were supposed to pay me before their supposed accusation that I abandoned my post, which they caused themselves. Okay, let's see to the next. Yeah. On Monday, 25th 10th, I queried Murjana. Murjana was the girlfriend of Brahma, the accountant. I'm not going to hide it. Everybody knew it, even though she was married. Yes. She became pregnant, and some of us were concerned whether the child is Brahma's child or Murjana's husband. We didn't know. Then, as time went on, we went seeing the child. They say the child is dead. Oh, yes. I'm sorry to disclose this, but it's everybody knew that was a girlfriend. Minus hospital proof. This is something you cannot prove, but everybody knew it. Okay. Query to Murjana. Then, uh, then insults. Then she insulted me. When I gave him the query, she insulted me. And Raouf supported her. Raouf supported her. That's why I say, no, nothing in the head. Nothing at all in the head. Okay, because they know that Raouf had invited me out for a fight already. So they can do anything. All that Raouf was trying to do was to provoke me to fight. Nothing. Like I was informed earlier by an informant that Raouf was brought there to fight me. Brought there by Jolari to fight me. And luckily I got the information. Okay. Yes. Then a book was missing in the lab. Revenue book. I wrote it as revenue book. Where we kept our data. It's not surprising when Danjuma is there. Then 8th, that was on Thursday 8th. Then Thursday 8th October again, 8/10, 8/10. Another meeting. Administrator, Mr. Issa, X-ray, Raouf, and myself again. So instead of taking the law into my hands, I used to tell them, and you will meet. And he loved it, that he was giving me problems. Then 9th of 9th October. No, that's a different thing. It doesn't concern Ghana Health Service. Then on October 10th, the revenue book was seen by Danjuma. The book, the revenue, where we keep records, is missing. Then, that was it was missing. That was on the 8th. And on the 9th of October, it was seen by Danjuma. This is it. Apparently, he took it and maybe said, no, let me take it back to them. Let me show it to them. Finally, he stole our attendance book away. Just took it away. That's all. Maybe he just went and destroyed it. These are the things that they were doing. And Dr. Akreku couldn't restrain himself. Giving them wham, wham, wham. He was doing it. And Kana told me that. Kana himself told me they were slapping them in the lab there before I came. You imagine coming, taking books away, attendance book, revenue book, take away my own equipment, they will take away, break them, do anything because of a devil heading the lab, Joe Larry. He made it clear to everybody that he didn't like me. Like I said, calling me very dangerous. Revenue book seen by Danjuma. Yes, and on the same 9th, Murjana was close to the accountant, Brahma. So he was given receipts. He gave her receipts to be given people. And she intentionally collected 13 CDs instead of 12 CDs from a patient. Sometimes the patients come to tell me, when the patients come, they see somebody who is responsible and they report to them. Unfortunately, as responsible as I looked and as I didn't have the power. So she took 13 cedis instead of 12 cedis from a patient. Hmm? Hmm. Yes, on Tuesday, 1310, Mr. Asumani, the administrator at that time, called me to tell me that a new laboratory man who will be in charge of the lab was going to come. He did well. That's what I recall from Mr. Asumani about a new in charge for the lab. Mm. Yes, on Friday, 1610, same receipt for two different patients. Give one receipt, one patient, the other the same. I don't know how she did it, but it is there. He did it. Detected. I detected it. Maybe the same receipt number. I don't know how it happened, but he gave the same receipt to two different patients issued by Murjana. One receipt number missing. One receipt number was missing. But he gave the same receipt. So all that people are doing there is ways and means of making money by hook or by crook. In fact, I regretted joining them, but I had nothing to do. I was hungry. I was hungry, roaming the streets of Tamale hungry. So I had to comport myself, whatever they did, for me to get my daily bread. But like my character is, there are certain things I can't contain. So I will always face problems. Mm. One receipt missing, one receipt number missing. Mm. Then Tuesday 20th, then she replied my query. That's 5 days after. Mm. I think the query was 5th October, if I remember right. 2001. Then uh, then on October 10, 26, Don reported for work. Yes, I can't go back. I've read when Asumani rang to tell me there will be a new in charge. You can remember the date. My head is decaying. It's somewhere there. It's somewhere here. It me of a new in charge. And then he reported on the 26th. Mm. Asumani phones me. Anyway, I've mentioned the date already. It was somewhere maybe 5 or 10 days ago. Let me see if I can find it. A call from Asumani to inform me about a new in charge, and that was 13th October. 13th October. And then 13 days later, on the 26th of October, Dawn reports. Dawn reports. Handing over letter written. That very day, I was asked to write a handing over. Yes, everything is done sharp, 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 sharp. But I didn't need anything that is not legal. No. So 26th October, and he knows it, Don knows it. He might be listening, but it's true. Monday, 26th time, Don reports, handing over letter written. He asked me to write handing over letter. Dr. Obnaji was still there. Yes, on the 27th, the following day, 10th, 27th October, I did inventory with Mr. Don. I did inventory with Don. Mm. This and I showed him today. So that's 27th October. Yes. Then on Wednesday, 4th of 11, Fred Unison reports to work. He was a university graduate, not having anything to do with the lab, and then he reported to work. He was employed. Mm. Fred Unison reported on Wednesday, uh, November 11, or let me say Wednesday 4/11. Fred Unison reports. Then the same Wednesday, 4/11, Don attends first departmental head meeting. So there was a meeting of departmental heads, and it was Don who attended. Mm. I don't know even when I was there, the set meetings were there. Mm. I don't know. But all I can remember, I can inject in something here too. There was a building in the West Hospital, a whole house left abandoned, nobody inside. And yet I rented a one-room apartment outside, about 4 kilometers ride, bicycle ride from West Hospital. I was coming there always. They didn't bother to renovate it for me. When Don came, they renovated it for him to enter. I want people to know what is happening. It's still happening. Mm. They could have renovated that house for me to enter. I said, no, they didn't. When I came, it's okay. And he's no better than me. No better in any way than me. Somebody who will go out and drink with others. He and Fred Unison will go out and drink. When he comes, he's always chewing something to mask the scent of alcohol. And people will come and tell me, oh, we saw them drinking. But they didn't know. Mm? Who was condoned the selling of bottles for patients to urinate, go and pay and urinate. I wasn't doing those things. I wouldn't do them. And I'm glad God gave me that sense not to do those things. And so he was people's man of the staff of the laboratory and of everybody. Mm. They would say that I'm too strict or too known or something. But no, because I'm made to follow guidance. Mm. I read the scriptures and I still read them. I'm not perfect, but nobody is perfect. Mm. Theodon attends first meeting, 4th November or 4/11. Mm. Then the following day, he started private practice openly. He does practice. He does private practice openly. Then he travels to Demongo, if I remember. Mm. So maybe he got money to travel. You know, cheap life. Private practice. Then he got money to travel. Mm. Okay. Yes. Then 10, Tuesday 10, Danjuma came late again. He does whatever he likes and refuses to emulsify stool for us to examine. He wouldn't do it. Somebody was no paper, nothing at all. He order, refuses order to emulsify stool. It was the previous day's case, but the stool was not previous day. It was brought the following day. The request was made one day, and then the following day, it, it was the specimen was brought. So he rather chose to clean the table, and Don supported him. So I should go and emulsify it myself. Uh, at an earlier date, he attends too late and comes after choosing requests from the back. When the patients come, I put the request in order. First man, second man, third man, and so on and so on. And when we want to treat them, I put them upright. So we pick from the first, we go first come, first serve. But the Jima deliberately took the forms, went to the last person to attend to her. Look at the confusion, or to him. Look at the confusion these people were creating for me, or they were creating. So took the last one first, previous day's work. Then to clean, uh, let me see. I'm sorry, viewers, there's an alarm for me to take my medicine. I'm on, I never knew that time would run out for me. And now the alarm has sounded, so I'm sorry for that. I don't think it's a crime anyway. Thank you very much for bearing with me. Okay. Uh, don't support. So he rather choose to. So he won't take instructions from me. And as for Don, he doesn't even give him instructions because Danjuma is rather his spiritual father. Because he knows how to do some malam work, small, and they follow him like mad. I see him as an entity, or I saw him as an entity. At an earlier date, he attends too late, coming after close, coming after choosing requests from the back. Yes, I've done it. Claims he calls a patient when he did not. Don't suppose him. Don't support him. Mm. So anything they do, Don will support. Even when they steal my credit, Don couldn't do anything. Taba, I was calling Eunice for somebody. I was trying to do somebody some good, and I bought credit airtime on a card, and I was calling it to another person outside. He wasn't getting it. I called and called and called. The man wasn't getting the number right. Finally, the man said, no, it's not working. I got angry. I went to the MTN office and they looked and they saw the fellow who used that number. And it was right from the lab there, Taba. So while I was calling, the man wasn't getting it. I was calling, she was recording it or doing it straight, fixing it straight in her phone. John couldn't do anything because they're from the same area, from the same tribe. Pardon me to say, it's not all of them who behave like that. John is Gonja, Teba is Gonja. But it's not only them. Anybody who goes there, sometimes somehow they tribalize it. A Mampursi will support Mampursi, something like that. So it's not only the Gonjas, or because they are Gonjas only. Uh, let me see. Claims he calls Susan. I didn't. Yes, he done asked us to take the blood bank back to the main lab, and he made changes. Let's so okay. That's all. I have no hand in it. If he makes changes, I don't care. So let's brush that aside. Yes. And on Thursday, 12/11, don't cancel the idea of arranging the cards in order. In other words, when we come, we will give you a number, number 10, number 11. So at the back, we will write number 11, at the back, we will write number 9. So in case there is some mix up, we can know. Don't say, no, we should remove it. Because he was Danjum's, or he was Danjum's servant. Look at the head being directed by the feet. Pardon me to say that. They don't like anything nice. Anything you used to do that is nice. You imagine patients. So they want patients to be grumbling. And that is not good. When you're working with people and they start complaining loudly, oh, I came this for this man. Why is he treated? It goes against you. The angels are recording and they know you are cheating them. They get bitter with you. And they are not the only people, entities getting bitter with you. The angels are getting, no, the angels don't get bitter. Quran says they are generous, but they are writing. But even if it's not the angels, there are other entities that may get bitter with you. People can, we arrange them, the cast in order, so that there is no cheating, no grumbling, no complaint. You say we should cancel it, we should stop it. That's Don Kwesi. He's there. And if you go now, he's a big man in the Ghana Health Service. Okay. It says, okay. Don't cancel back numbers on request forms. Another patient came on the 12th of 11 and they complained. Her tests were HB and BF, and that's hemoglobin level, and then blood film for malaria parasite. Complaints. She gets the result of ANC case. It just didn't bother. The request was HB and BF, and then you give her ANC antenatal clinic case. They were not paying attention to the work. And like I said, it's not the only place. So you see, if you like everything to be done nicely, you will suffer. You will suffer. And God knows it already. That's why He sent messengers to us. Otherwise, there will be no need of sending messengers. We are all perfect. So you can imagine what I went through in the lab there. And then finally, I was the one to suffer it. Basically, our allowance, they won't pay. Monies are paid for Jimpa to do training, they won't pay. They pay themselves. Even my equipment that they use, which is evident, everybody saw it, they haven't paid up to today. And then they sack me on top. They found a way of saying that I abandoned my post. I will come to that. And they stopped my salary and then sacked me on top. Okay, after going through all these things, okay, then Monday 16, leave letter form handed to me by Mr. Kane. So I had to fill a form to go on leave. And the form was given to me on 16th. 16 was given to me Monday 16/11. Letter to controller posted. There was a letter written to controller and accountant general posted, I think, on my behalf. Then I don't know whether he wanted to accuse me of theft. Don't he asked me about hepatitis C, hepatitis C strips. Where are they? I said, they are with you. He said, why? Or am I taking them to my house? You see how sarcastic he was to me, not knowing that I'm his far senior. Surprised, silent, except insisting. So I just told him that they are not with me, they are with him. All in the drawer in the second lab. So they are in the drawer in the second half. I don't still to do any private practice. Hmm? You are working with thieves. You are the head of the thieves. Then, okay, listen, off to Kodongo. Okay, on the 11th, 17 stroke 11, I left for Konongu. Then 21/11, Don calls again for hepatitis C strips. I don't know. They meant to implicate me in some nasty deal. Hmm? Okay. Okay. I think that's a private matter. From Konongo, I went to Accra. Remember, I said I had filled leave forms. Then 23/11, Kana calls. If you have calls, some of them are not important. Uh, let's see. Okay, let's go to Sunday 6/12. That was when Sunday 6/12. That was when Dr. Obing Ajay died. I didn't get the information that day. I got it the following day, 7. News of death of Dr. Obing Ajay from Tamale by my small boy Ibrahim. He was in Tamale and heard that Obing Ajay had died. That information was given to me on the 7th. He died the previous day on the 6th, Monday 6th of December. Okay. Uh, okay, I was in Konongo by then, so I went to the family. I went to his house. Like I said, it was a diary not meant for West Hospital, but for general. For, yes. Then Monday, it 1810. I don't know whether it's 1 or 10. I think it's 1. 18 January 1810. Dr. Majid was introduced as new medical superintendent. So after the death of Dr. Obin Ajay, there was some vacancy, so some empty space. And Dr. Majid came as new medical superintendent to also contribute to my problems, as we shall see. When they come, they follow anything that they are told about me, they accept. Oh, he's pompous. Oh, he's too known. Oh, that kind of thing. And they won't take time because the pressure is on them. They can't avoid them. They can't stop listening to them. They shouldn't. And they won't come to me to listen to me. No. Who am I? So, so on Monday, 10th January, eh, Dr. Majid was introduced as new medical superintendent. If he's listening, if he will see that, yeah, it's true. Then, yes, so I was to prepare an annual report for Don, and he calls for it. That was on 11th January. Of course, that means annual report of the previous year. That should be 2009. Yeah, that should be 2009. He called for it on the 29th of January 2010. I hope everybody's listening. If nobody's listening, God and his angels are listening to me. I know that. I believe that. After I've left, they will tell a lot of lies against me. That's why I'm reading these things. They're very good at those things. He is that, he was that, he was that, and that, and that, and that. I have put this on paper to remind them, and they will know that is the truth. My dates are there, which they can confirm themselves. I've not come to I've not come to any I've not come across uh, any information written about West Hospital yet. Of course, the reason is I was on leave. Yes, I remember I was on leave. So all this while, I believe I was on leave. Uh, Somehow, on the 26th of June, I was back in Tamale. I don't know whether it was going to be permanent or to return. And back to Konongo 30th July. Okay, viewers, time is going. I think we should pause here and continue later. Some people will blame me, others will not. That's how God created the world. Everything in pairs. Those who will understand, those who refuse to understand, those who will support you, those who will go against you. So I'm not surprised. But my heart is clear that everything I've written here is the truth, nothing but the truth. Thank you very much. Ila Lekai. Bye bye. And may God bless you till we meet again.